What's good, everyone? This is Dev the Coolest.
And this is Ray Bay.
And this is JB.
And welcome to SlickTalk.
Hey. Hashtag SlickTalk.
What it gets with the hashtag? Lit. I'm still making those shirts. We talked about making shirts.
We did.
So we got to trademark that saying.
Right.
So, y'all, today, listeners, we have a special guest.
Thank you, guys.
Lois in the building.
Thank
Lois,
you.
What up? In the building.
How you doing?
I'm feeling so good to be here with you guys. So
Yes,
thank you so
nice.
much.
Feels good for you.
Thank you for
energy.
coming. Thank you for
So
being
hard.
here.
Yes. All right. So, Lo, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, what you do, why you're here, all that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Lo. I'm crazy. That's why I'm here.
Good. Us too.
So I am what you call, I guess, your neighborhood astrologer.
Yes.
So everybody in the hood, from work and the hood, everyone, they come to me for astrology advice. So that's pretty much why I'm here. I did a reading for Ray a while ago at a party, and he reached out to me, and I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
All right. Come on,
Yes.
Bull gang.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be 30 in May.
You look
30.
nowhere near 30.
Nowhere near.
Yes. Come on,
Listen.
Black
I'm
No
trying to
Crack.
take it as a blessing, but sometimes I'm a little
Completely
sexy,
take it as a
but,
blessing.
Yes.
You
That's
know,
amazing.
so yeah,
Yes.
I'm turning dirty
Yes.
30 this year.
All
so,
right.
Lit.
yeah.
Turn up. What you doing for your 30th birthday?
Definitely going to Miami. I did a
It's
goddamn
Okay.
fool.
I mean, is there
So,
anywhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. Miami's the place to go
Yeah,
celebrate.
I just feel like I need to just get that dirtiness out real quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta get my act right.
Absolutely.
Because I'm grown, all the way grown now.
Do it in
another
30.
state.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody know me out there, so you know,
Right, you
take
know.
a few different wigs.
That's what's up. It's about to be lit. Miami
Yes.
is definitely the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to Miami. It was a fun mess.
Yes. And the weekend I'm going is Sweet Heat. So
Oh,
I don't even know what that is, but it
It's
sounds like
I know what
That's
sweet heat is.
it's like a black lesbian festival.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I might not come back.
Right.
I wouldn't blame you.
All
Shit.
right,
I would
listen.
not blame
We
you.
was out there for what's it called?
Sizzle, I guess.
Sizzle.
Yeah,
Sizzle,
I thought it was
Miami.
like Black Pride. But
Oh,
yeah,
the
that
Black
was
Beach- Black-
years ago.
Yeah,
Wow,
Black Beach.
they always
weekend.
That was
So
actually one of our
much.
first trips together.
Yeah.
Mhm. But anyway, okay.
So you guys can travel together?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, we
That's
figure
what's
it out.
up.
We
That's
figure it
what's up.
out.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Okay, so I guess let's get into it.
Yeah.
Like, what? I
I
guess
think we
can go
should
from-
start off before we give you the mic, which you could take over. We should start off first by just putting out our signs. We
Yeah.
probably
Oh, okay.
mentioned them before, but I think we should start with just saying what our signs are.
Okay. So Ray Bay here. I'm an Aquarius.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
Dev, and I'm a Pisces.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is J. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's JB, and I'm a Capricorn.
And this
And-
is Lo again. I'm a Taurus.
Yes.
Right.
So we have water, air, and land. So there's no fire here, but that's okay because all of us together put fire. And you guys all have fire in your charts. So
Yeah.
Nice.
that's what's up. That's really what's up. So the moon is actually in Pisces right now today. So whenever the moon is in Pisces, it's a time for us to just kind of like relax, you know, really tap into something creative like this, you know, so you can really like, in a sense, kind of therapeutic because Pisces need that, you know, because y'all kind of crazy. Every sign is crazy, honestly.
Right, but we a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I feel it. I
Well, you
know.
guys are like two fish.
Yeah.
So it's like one fish in the spirit realm and another one in the real world. And they're just swimming into each other all the time to the point where it's like
Wow.
you can't decipher which is which sometimes. So sometimes you may be like, is this happening right now? You know, you may have like crazy dreams.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
I mean,
so-
you've told me about a couple of crazy dreams.
Wow. And it's
Like that.
crazy because all you guys, so it goes Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and you guys are like the elders of the zodiac. So you're the last one. So it really goes from like dad, because Capricorns are the
I'm
dads.
daddy. I'm daddy.
And then we have like the grandfather, the one that's like, I didn't did it all. I'm a dad. I did raise kids. I didn't do this. And then we have the person who is now the angel that has like transcended over into
Oh,
life.
wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's pretty
come
crazy.
on.
He ain't no angel.
It
Raise your
gets
hand.
deep. It gets deep.
But he ain't no angel in real world.
Definitely
We
not.
know them Pisces.
We out here a little bit. Okay. That's amazing to know.
So it really gets deep, but people don't know. They're just like, oh, horoscopes. I feel like anything that kind of makes you think outside the box, whoever they is, the elite, whoever, they try to make us, think that is bad or dumb it down in a sense or, be out here. Like, say, for instance, like, unfortunately, we lost Nipsey Hussle. I don't know if you guys listen to him,
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like they either kill it, dumb it down, water it down, or make it bad, And that's why I feel like I'm here because there's so many different. We started this, and there's so many different people, Caucasian that trying to take over what we started. And it's like before we had all this is what we were doing. We were watching the skies, where all that. That's why when people of color are like, I don't know, I'm like, you better get into it.
You better get into it.
People are like,
exactly. I was at Dolores Park on Sunday. And I was just doing my friends' cards or whatever. And this guy came up. I mean, hood, came up and was like, what y'all over here doing? And I'm looking like,
not running up.
Okay.
Right. I'm like, what you coming over here for? You don't want no reading. And he literally took his shoes off.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And was like, what's up? I want to read in. And I'm just like, he's, from the hood. So he's not like, he was a Scorpio. You know how them Scorpios are. I don't know everything with any Scorpios.
Shout out to them Scorpios, though.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about some Scorpios a little bit, too.
But it was just so refreshing that he was able to understand what I was talking about because I was able to, put it in his own perspective, I was able to relate it to him. So I was like, think of these cards like your big homies. They telling you this, that. And he was like, okay. So I'm like, how can we break this complex thing down to where it's relatable every day and people can implement it because it's going like the sky's not going anywhere. The planets aren't going anywhere.
Right.
Mercury retrograde is happening every 3 times a year. So we
I don't even know what does that mean? Because Ray talks about Mercury retrograde. I've heard it. What does that mean? Or what does that mean for people?
So retrograde is when a planet is orbiting at the opposite. So it orbits clockwise, but when a planet goes in retrograde, it orbits counterclockwise. So it looks that way in the sky, but it's really just spinning faster. So it looks like an illusion like the planet is moving backwards, but it isn't. So during that time, like Mercury, for instance, it's a time where we have to go inward and really think about, reassess things. And Mercury is the planet of communication.
Yes.
So during that time, it may be hard for you. Like you may stutter a little bit or you may get into it with people. So just Mercury rules a whole bunch of things. So short travel. So that's the time Mercury retrograde's coming. Check your tires. Make sure check the traffic because there's little short delays, little things like that, and we're a society right now that everyone is loves technology. So even your phones, your computers, shit like that trips. So next time Mercury retrograde happening, I'll let you guys know so you make sure your mics and everything is
it's on
cool.
my calendar.
Right.
Yeah, because when I tell
How often does it happen?
So it happens 3 to 4 times a year. It really depends on the year. It's really 3 times a year. It happens 3 times a year, and then it may go over to the next year. So sometimes we'll go into New Year and still in a retrograde. But it's the fastest moving planet, so that's why he just starts shit,
right, and
he just leaves.
Right.
I was like, well, what the fuck? And by the time you get shit together, he comes back around, starts some more shit. I'm like, well, damn.
Is there a specific sign that has that trait of popping in and dipping out?
So
because I heard Sagittarius are a little flighty, so I don't.
Come on, flighty.
Sagittarius.
I love Sagittarius, so that's one of my favorite signs, actually. They're very much like that because they just are afraid to lose their freedom. So if they feel like they're confined in any way, because they're very much so free people. Sagittarius, half man, half beasts, right? It's like a horse. So they have these animalistic behaviors, but at the same time, they want to be conservative, and every sign. So let's say, for instance, how you're a Capricorn, even though Sagittarius isn't necessarily compatible with you because you guys are next to each other, you share kind of the same traits. So they can be, so you guys all can kind of share, so you guys would share the same traits and then you like that.
Yeah.
So
which makes sense why we get along as well.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, sometimes, so they can be, they want to be conservative, but then they got this beast in them that's like, oh, I want to be free and just wow, So I always tell people with Sagittarius, if you're ever dealing with one, do not let them know that you're mad at them. For some reason, it makes them. If they know that you're mad, they're like, ha, ha, I won. They just get so happy. So I've dealt with so many. I have like best friends, like girls and boys that are Sagittarius. And when they piss me off, I'm just like, I love you so much. I just leave them alone. Because as soon as they know, they just take it and just run with it. And I'm telling you, they will irritate your soul. Irritation at its finest. Right. Wow. At its finest. Wow. Yes.
See, I don't see Sagittarius. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. I'm trying to think of
I love me some Sagittarius. Okay.
But you know what? Aquarius and Sagittarius are very much the same. They're the two signs that are really hard to tie down. So because you guys both want that level of freedom.
Baby,
It's funny. A lot of my best friends are Sagittarius.
Yes, and they understand you. They understand, like, Aquarian is like the rebel. Yeah. So you guys are like, if everybody's this way, you're like, I'm definitely going over here. Very like, what is it, contrary? Just like, I'm just different. And it's not that sometimes it could be on purpose or sometimes it's just naturally how you are. Yeah. And Sagittarius is like that. They're like, don't tell me nothing. I don't care if you like me or don't like me. Yeah. I'm running how I'm running. And you guys did that.
We don't like authority at all.
I feel like the older signs don't like authority.
I can feel
Capricorn is the authority. So you... it's so annoying.
Is there any other sign that's
it's
like,
true. It's
like
true.
mine?
But you guys understand authority, so it doesn't bother you as much. But you, like, if people are under you, not that people are under you, but in your mind, sometimes you guys may think like,
oh my God,
you're under me. Let me tell y'all, my girlfriend is like that. She'll be like,
I
know this is right, and I'm like, no, you need to listen to me. And she has it in her head like I do everything correct.
That is JB to the T.
Everybody is figure at me. First of all, keep your fingers to yourself.
This is like reading you down.
Keep your fingers to yourself.
But I feel like you guys do it in such a nice way because you guys are visionaries, so you can see like this can go so wrong in so many ways. This can go right in so many ways. So let's do it the way that I think. And it kills time because you guys are very resourceful, but
she called me a visionary, y'all.
That's all you heard.
I get that. A stubborn visionary.
Okay.
Stubborn visionary freak.
So can you really quickly, and you guys please ask questions too if you have any, but can you quickly run down the signs that fall under water, earth, fire, and air, like the signs that
the elements.
Yeah. And also, what are, I guess, the overarching like things for them? Like, what if you met a water sign, no matter what their sign is, their water signs are emotional or something. So
like I feel like water. So Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio are all water signs, and I feel like they're very receptive. So if you're talking to them, you feel that they're there, or on the flip side, they could be somewhere else in their head, in their emotions. But most of the time, they're very receptive. They're very emotional. You can feel them. So you feel them more than they actually kind of speak in a sense. It's more like when they get comfortable with you, they talk more. But you just kind of feel them. They're nurturers. But they're very you feel their emotion. Their emotion kind of runs them. And they're like quirky. Except Scorpio's the only one where it's kind of hard. But I feel like for me, because I know somebody that's kind of closed off or dark and mysterious or just like, and they're my opposite sign, so I could smell them a mile away. And I'm like, it's a Scorpio in there. You got a Scorpio moon, you got some Scorpio shit up in there. So that's kind of how you can tell. With fire signs, they're very like, I gotta move, like it's a show, like Leos, Aries, Sagittariuses. Sagittariuses are like hella jolly and like, hey, let's party, let's just act a damn fool. Leos are like, I'm the center of attention, we're all gonna have fun. And Aries are just like super crazy, ready to kick your ass, kick everybody's ass, and then forget about it, act like they don't even remember. So and they don't really hold grudges, even though they may be mad or whatever. Those are the type of people, they're just like, they're very nonchalant. Because it's like, I got so much shit to burn down, I don't have time to sit here and like play with y'all, or they're just not like that. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are very practical people. I feel though they try to make it seem like we come off as boring. However, when you get to know us, Lord, it's some shit up under that ground under there, you know? So just very practical, you know, very just, they come off like they're very stable, you know? Like a sense of just, I know what I'm doing, you know, I know 1 + 1 = 2. What do you know? You know?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. And I feel that sometimes we come off, not that we are better, but because we use logic, but that's not necessarily a good thing all the time. So that's how you can kind of tell when someone's just very like calm and, you know, logical or very like anxious. They're very anxious at the same time too. So yeah, and then we have air signs who are people who talk. They just talk. Air signs are like, I have all this mental stimulation I need to share. Yes, I know.
I
this
saw you
is
looking
it.
at me.
Right. He's an air sign.
Oh, see,
What are the air signs?
So it's Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish. Like air signs. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't think I get along really well besides Ray with air signs personally, but I'll let you explain them.
Well,
Sorry.
I think it really just depends on what's in your chart too. I can look and see, but I think it just really depends. Because I am a Taurus, but I have a lot of Virgo and I have a lot of Gemini in me. So I don't necessarily get along with water signs that aren't Pisces. And because Pisces is mutable. So there's the elements and then there's the qualities. So the qualities are like the seasons, right? So how Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we're in Aries season right now. So we start a new calendar. They start spring. And then Taurus is in the middle and they maintain spring and Gemini in spring. So all so like Capricorn is a cardinal sign like an Aries or a Libra or Cancer. So Cancer starts summer like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah. So you are like, you're mutable. So what you do is you take from Aquarius the winter, because Aquarius is maintaining winter. Aquarius is a fixed sign. So they fixed in their ways. So you may have to like beat them on the head a little bit to be like, hey.
I will fight every last one of y'all. Try me.
See? So it's like, they kind of hold, so he's like maintaining the winter energy, right? So you gave him winter. You're like, I'm starting it. I'm giving it to you. Maintain it so that you can take it and you can kind of end winter and then start spring like that. So, so it could be that you know, other Geminis, maybe you don't have like a lot of, I feel like, because I wrote it down. I feel like you have, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of Capricorn in there.
Oh, for me? Yes, there's a lot of Capricorn in there for me.
And Capricorn and Geminis, Capricorn is the dad and Gemini is a child. So you're probably like, you're just fucking childish. Because I have so much Gemini in my chart and my woman has a lot of Capricorn. So all the time she's like, stop, be quiet. What you doing? Oh my God, you in here, you too quiet. Like, you know, it's just like, so that could be the dynamic. You may get along with them on the surface a little bit, but when you get to know them, you'll probably like, you know what, I can't deal with you.
Yeah.
So, you talked about charts, but what signs are you talking about in the chart? Because you mentioned that Dev has, you know, he's a Pisces, but he has a lot of Capricorn. So what part of the chart?
So like everybody has all these planets that have different signs. So you have your moon sign, you have your rising sign. So your rising sign is a sign that people mistake you for. So this is kind of like what you give off, right? So it's like kind of like your car and people see like, oh, you know, you this nice Corvette, but in the inside, in the engine, your engine may be fucked up, or you know, maybe some other shit going on in the inside. You know, the windows don't roll down. You know, all kinds of stuff. So that's what you come off as. You know, so for you, I wrote. So you come off. Your rising sign is Pisces.
This is Ray Bay.
Yeah.
Your rising sign is Pisces. Your rising sign is Leo.
Okay. That makes sense.
And yours is Aries.
Oh, that makes sense too.
Oh, that makes a lot of
let me
sense.
tell you about
I'm
the
feeling attacked.
Yeah, Capricorn is, so you have a lot of cardinal energy, so you probably are like, let's start this. Let's get stuff started.
Yeah.
You know, you know? So
Is that
yeah,
right?
so
It is very much so, right?
so your rising is how you come off, and then you have your moon. So your moon sign is what you need emotionally and what's like underneath all of it. So you know how you guys, your sun sign is the day that you're born. You can't change that, right? So you can't change your core, but your moon is more so you can kind of see the good and bad things, right? So like my moon is Virgo. So on the good side I could be Beyonce, but on the other side I can be like very overly critical, analytical, like have this like paralysis where I'm overthinking everything gotta be perfect, and it's germs and shit everywhere. You know, like really neurotic. You know, like a Virgo. So but your moon sign is what you need. So you guys all have fire moons, so you really need stimulation. You know, you need physical energy. You know, and for moon signs, I feel like you guys don't really hold a lot of grudges, but fire people are very upright. So if somebody does you wrong, you know, and you feel that emotionally, you will let them know. Fire signs stand up for themselves. You know, it can depend on the other stuff in your chart. You'll be like, you know what? No, I'm not feeling that, you know, or this is not what I like or what I'm feeling. You know, fire signs are like, let me assert myself. Very assertive, you know? Then we have Mercury. Mercury, again, is how you think. It's how you analyze, how you communicate. So that's why when Mercury goes in retrograde, we're like, what the fuck? We can't think. We can't talk. We can't do nothing right. So that's how you think. So let me see. So your Mercury
is still Aquarius.
Yes. Yeah. Your Mercury is in Aquarius. Okay, so
Ray's is Aquarius?
Yes, Ray. So your Mercury is in Aquarius, but it's in retrograde. So your planets, when you were born, you can be in retrograde. So that's why like I call myself retrograde mommy, because I was born during 5 different retrogrades. So I had to figure, I'm like, why is my shit so fucked up? What's going on? And I realized like, okay, that makes sense. So, you know, Aquarius is the genius of the zodiac. So everybody has a time, you know, or something that they own, and you own being a genius because, again, you've been through the world and everything, and you're like the water barrier. So think about the barrier and like life that's in water, and you're just holding that life. You're able to grasp that life, all the different types of life. And sometimes that can make you like a little crazy, right? So, I mean, I think about like Rick James, right? I don't know, you guys know Rick James.
I'm Rick James.
I love Rick James. But like musically, he was like a genius. Or like Jimi Hendrix, he's an Aquarius. I think Bob Marley's an Aquarius as well. Like J. Cole. So these people are geniuses, but they're very like secluded. So sometimes you may not, I think when you're rising, when your Mercury is in retrograde, you're much more smarter than you can put out. Sometimes, like, communicate. Yeah. But you can show it on paper and things like that.
True.
Yeah. So probably, like, in school, you're probably, you know, like, they're probably, like, blown away. Because I used to teach, and my Aquarius kids, I'd be like, you gonna help me out. Right. The Capricorns, I'd be like, you gonna make sure we on time for lunch. Look at the time, you know? Right. So I was using their asses, okay? But yeah, so then we have your Venus. Everybody loves Venus. So Venus is the goddess of love. And she rules all the qualities of love. Self-love, you know, platonic love, romantic love, all that. Love of things. And she rules over Taurus and Libra. So Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo. And then the sun rules over Leo. The moon rules over Cancer.
Oh, that's why they call them Moonchild.
Yes. Okay. Exactly. Because they from the moon and they fucking crazy. It get night, it get dark outside, and they lose their fucking mind. So like,
not a werewolf. They turn
into a whole werewolf. Cancer.
Were crab. They got some other sides to them.
My mom's a Cancer.
Yeah.
She do though.
My dad's a Cancer.
Yeah, my mom and my brother.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you know, I wasn't built for this. You know, this Cancer shit.
Leading into that, you said in addition to you saying, not in addition, but you said I wasn't built for this. But it sounds right now during this whole through the show that you have a lot of information and it's something that you're very, very passionate about. Yeah. So with saying that, I'm interested in how you got interested in astrology to begin with, and when you started, and how was it when you first started, and just that whole.
So really, I started because you know how people say they go through a depression? I don't call it that. I call it like a spiritual awakening. Okay. So there was a period of time where I was just like really depressed. I started like just researching and really finding out about life. I'm like, my life is like fake. Like, what is this? I just started looking into like just all the systematic bullshit that's going on, you know? And I was like, okay, well, I want to go back to, you know, my roots, but I can't go back to Africa, unfortunately, or like my friends who can go back to like Italy and you know, all that shit. I can't do that. So I was like, I need to go to figure out who my ancestors are and take it a little bit further. My mom is a Leo, and she's very like, let's think real big. You know, she's like, think outside of the box. I'm like, I can't go to Africa, Mom. I don't know. I was calling her like crying every day. It was fucking crazy. So then, and I've always been introduced to it. My mom is always, as a kid, they used to be like, you're such a bull. And I'd be like, what is that? Like, I don't know what that is, you know? And I've always heard it and it was put on me, but I never understood. And like my mom would be out with me and my brother. He's a Capricorn. So we're soulmates in a sense, you know, we're supposed to be together, but I can't stand his ass. But you know, I love him. But so they would be like, wow, you know, you have a Capricorn and Taurus children, you know? So I just didn't understand that. So then I would hear it a lot. And then I was like, okay, well, whatever. So then when I got to that period in my life where I was just like kind of like fucked up, I was like, well, let me think about my parents first. How can I know about them, you know? And like why they are the way they are, then it will help me know about me. So I was like looking up the day that they were born, and then I started looking up their signs. I already knew about like signs on the surface. Right. Then I was like, a birth chart? What the hell is this? Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. So I asked my mom and my dad what they were, because I was like, Leos and Cancers don't go together. But I mean, they do, but they don't. But I see like they came together just enough to make me. But they didn't last that long. But you know, so it made sense. I'm like, okay. So I started just understanding it, and I was just like, this is speaking to me more than anything ever. Because my mom used to be a Buddhist for a long time, and that was something that I kind of like took heed to, not even knowing that she used to do that. And my dad was very strict Catholic, and I would be in Catholic school, like, you know, we have religion class, and they're like, well, Adam and Eve. And then I'm like, okay, well, if Adam and Eve was here, then how the fuck we all get here? What, they was having sex? And then it's like, what's going on? Like, you know, I couldn't figure it out. But I felt like, damn, this is speaking to me on different levels. And all this stuff is connected. Astrology, tarot, numerology, all that stuff is connected. Chakras, all that. So then I started learning even more. And I was like, and my Mercury's in retrograde, so I teach myself more than I actually learn in the classroom. So I'm like, okay. So I just started like really, and then I was like, it's nothing to learn if I don't apply it. So I started just applying stuff. And I'm like, this shit work. Right. And just And then I read my birth chart and I was like, whoa. Wow. Because it talks about past lives, all these different things, you know? Wow. Yeah, it really gets deep. So I was just like, okay, like I even learned about just my chart, my relationship with my father, relationship with my mother, you know, their relationships with their fathers and their mothers and like the things that they went through. And I was like, okay, it makes all the sense now. Like we went through this. So yeah, that's how. Moment. Yeah, and I was just like, this shit is good for me. So let me go share it. Right, and then at first people made fun of me. They was like, oh, you Miss Cleo. That's what happens. Like I'd be on different stuff and people make fun of me. And then now they like, can you do my chart? Right. Can you do my chart? They laugh at you till they see the result. Right. They laugh at you till they see the result. And they want to latch on to it. Y'all want to know about this when I was trying to put your asses on.
Exactly. Now I'm hot. I mean, like, we were posting for weeks and weeks. Can you please repost SlickTalk? Nobody was doing it. Now we on tour around the world. You asking for a ticket.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's how it is. But that's pretty much how it happened. And then,
so with that, like, how can people find you, and how can they, I guess, look more into like their charts? Is there a site that they can go to? Yes. Or they can just go straight to you?
So they can, what I try to do is like, I learned about myself, so I just try to be a tool so people can do the same thing. I don't want people to lean too much on me. Okay. Like, let me give you the resource. I can explain it to you. I can do your readings, but I want you to go in, because what if I'm not here, you know? You got to navigate, you know? So, but there's this website, I can't even pronounce it, but it's www.alabe.com. Okay. That's where I found my birth chart. Okay. But you can go to like Cafe Astrology. You can literally type in your birth chart. You just need to know the time that you were born, the location. If you don't know the time, of course, if you know the time, you get the most accurate information. But if you don't know the time, you can just do like 12 o'clock. And then when you get it, then you can like, you would come to me. But I just feel like you can kind of try to do it on your own first. But yeah, I mean, and then I try to stay out the matrix, like off online and stuff like that, just because it's hella crazy. But you can, I was retrograde mommy, you know, so that's pretty much where people can reach me at. And my email, it's all the same. All just type it in, literally. That's
Is there a special spelling of it?
It's let me see if I can spell off the top of my head.
Well, retrograde is spelled regular, right?
And then so retrograde and then MAMI.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's on like IG, Facebook.
Yeah, so I just have Instagram. Okay. I don't have anything else, but my Instagram has like my contact information. Like I have a number you can text. I have everything. Yes. And then I do have like a text message subscription service. So if you text tap in to 333-222, then you will like get subscription. So I'll warn you like, hey, the Mercury Retrograde coming, you know, just sliding your
Yes,
you know, your
I love that it's
inbox.
tap in too. Tap in.
Yeah,
right.
Tap in.
real
It's
quick.
333-222, right?
So it's 33222. Sorry.
Two threes and 3 2s. So 33222.
2 3s, 2 3s, 3 2s.
Yes.
Okay.
So tap in, all one word.
I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
Right.
I'm
I was trying to make it easy, but I feel like I made it more confusing.
You
but
did.
I did. It's okay though.
It's
But
33222. There we go.
tap in. Okay.
Tap
Lo,
in.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
so
much.
so much.
guys.
You are
So much.
everything.
Thank you
Your
guys. I really
energy.
appreciate it. For
Yes.
real.
Your
Y'all
energy
look her
from when you
up.
first walked into the door, we just want to thank you so much for coming. Like
Our first
seriously.
guest.
No,
Our
thank
first guest.
you. It's my
And
first
her energy
podcast,
is beautiful.
so I
She's
really
beautiful.
appreciate it. Thank
Face
you so
all
much.
glistening in
Thank
here.
you. Actually,
Beautiful smile.
thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and I wish you guys the best. Really, this is like
Aw, thank you
this
so
is
much.
like amazing space and everything what you guys are doing, and we need it. So
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Slick
Yes.
Talk. We will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Love
Take
y'all.
care.
Love y'all. Bye.